Okay, so today we're going to look at creating an auger. Auger is just a tool you'd use for cutting holes into the ground or something like that. And that's going to give us some insight on how to use a couple of different tools: the pipe creation tool, the coil tool, and a few other things that we'll take a look at here in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move my browser. I got to move it because the controls for the video recording software I use kind of block this, even though you can't see it, and that's very annoying. I'm just going to move this over here. As you can see, we started with creating a new component here, the auger. And so that's where we're going to start. So let's make sure our radio button's on here. We'll go ahead and create a new sketch on this plane. And for this, let's make sure that we're working in millimeters. And I'm just going to start with a line that is 750, just like that. Okay, we're going to use this line as a sweep, basically, for the pipe tool. You'll see what that looks like here. That's all we need here. We'll go ahead and finish our sketch. And we can look for the pipe tool you'll find under the Create menu, or you can search for it. The path is that line we just drew. And then we just need to update some of these things. The distance 1 just means the full length of the line. We'll keep that. Circular section's fine. Section size, we're going to make that 38. We want the pipe to be hollow, so we'll check that box. And we want this to be 3 millimeters. Hollow, new body, that's all good. So that's what we're looking for here. So we'll go ahead and check that. And so what you can see is we've got this nice hollow tube. That's all that we're looking for. The next thing is we're going to create a coil. The coil is going to go about halfway up here. Kind of will look like a spring. So we'll call the coil tool. Oops. Oh, I'm spelling wrong. And so we need to choose a plane here. I'm just going to choose our bottom plane. And I'm going to draw out, let's see here. Let's just draw out a 32-inch circle. And now we can look at a couple things. So we've clicked on the circle for the face here, for the plane. We're going to be choosing revolution and height. The diameter can stay at 32. Revolutions will change to 5. The height will be 450. Circular. The section size, I'm skipping here a bit, is going to be 3. That should match the diameter of or not the diameter, but the width here of the material of the pipe that we've created. And then I want this to kind of be in the center of this. So I think we need to change this to outside. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. So it should be so the coil should kind of be centered on the kind of width of the thickness of the pipe there, just like that. And this is not going to be a cut. We'll create this as a new body. And you can see it right there. So these are the options we're looking for here. It should give us this kind of nice looking coil moving halfway up, or a little more than halfway up our height. And we'll click OK. Now, what we're going to try and do is create a surface or a line that is applied to the surface of this pipe from the coil. So we're going to use the project to surface tool. So if we look that up, let's go into create first. let's actually, sorry, we have to find a sketch first. So I'm just going to create a sketch. It doesn't really matter which of these two planes we're going to choose, but you can't choose the bottom plane. So it's going to be one of these two intersecting planes. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll choose this one to start. Now I should be able to call the project to surface tool. And so for the faces, I'm going to choose the face of the pipe itself. The curve, I'm going to try and choose, there's a line here that's part of the coil. Sometimes that line's located on the inside of the coil. Sometimes it's located on the outside. Here it's on the outside. So we're going to choose that. And all this can stay the same. We'll hit OK. And now that's given us this purple line. If I open up our bodies here, I'm just going to, label this is the coil. This is the pipe. If I turn the coil off, we've just got this line you can see here. And if I turn the pipe off, you can see we've got that. So that's what we're looking for. And I'm going to hit finish sketch. And now let's go ahead. We're going to create what's a plane along a path. And so by choosing this path, it's going to put this plane that we can kind of move along this path. We want it to be at the beginning. So here we can change the distance to 0. It's 0 or 1. So 1 would put it on this end. 0 is going to put it on this end. I'm just going to show the pipe again so you can see it here. And we're going to create a sketch on that newly created plane that we've got there. And now I'm going to use a rectangle tool. We'll use the 2-point rectangle. I'll start at this point. I'm just going to come out. We're going to do 113 for that distance. And I think 3.5 for that. Should give us a constrained sketch there. And now this is going to be the blade that goes around and up the auger here. So I'm going to finish sketch. I've got that now. And now we can do a sweep. And for the sweep, we're going to do path plus guide surface. Okay, so the profile is going to be this narrow bit, the rectangle we just drew. The path will be the path that we created, the purple line. And then the guide surface is actually going to be the surface of the pipe. So we're just going to check that. It may take a second. It's gone into cut, but we're going to change our cut to new body. And, or we can actually change it to join. Let's see if join. I'd rather just do join. I think it's thinking about it. There we go. And let's click OK. So there we go. Now we've got the coil going up the top there as we want it. Okay. Now we're basically all the way there. We just need to create a point here at the end of the kind of end of the auger that would be going to the ground. You'd have like a sharpish point here. So let's go ahead and create a new sketch. And I'm just going to choose the bottom plane here. And I'm going to create a circle from the center. That is the width of our auger. That's 38. Or the diameter, excuse me. And I'm just going to hide it for a second. So all we need is a circle that's 38. Should be nothing else there. We can finish the sketch. And then I'm going to do another an offset plane from that surface. And we can make it, I think, 25. It may be negative just depending on the direction that you're moving. But we want it 25 millimeters away. And then we'll put a sketch on that. And I'm just going to project this point upwards. So we'll call the project tool. And I'm just going to choose this point. That's it. And we're done with that sketch. Now we're going to call the loft tool. And I'm going to loft that circle to the point. And that's going to give us a nice sharp little pointy there. And then if I turn the pipe back on, there we go. You can see we've got that all set. And if we really wanted to, I think we can do a combine and join those together. And we did. So now it's one body, all of it right there. The last thing I want to do is just add a bit of a sharp edge to the kind of blade here of the auger. So let's go ahead and do a chamfer. And we'll just chamfer this edge. Let's see, maybe 2 and about 3. Let's try 3. Yeah. So there you see we get a nice kind of sharpish edge here on that. It's kind of nice. We can go ahead and give it an appearance. Let's see, it's metal. Maybe it's probably not aluminum, but we could give it a nice red appearance. There we go. And, change the way we view it to shade it. And there we go. A nice auger. Hopefully that was easy enough to follow. Go ahead and create the challenges next and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.